you've been applying to hundreds of jobs and getting nothing but rejection emails or hearing back from absolutely no one, trust me, you are not alone right now.
Guys, real talk, I'm graduating this May, and can someone please tell me why the job market is so horrible right now?
It literally stresses me out so bad thinking about it.
But the job market is different. And unless you have been there and you have experienced how hard it is to find a job right now, you need to stop asking me why I haven't found a job.
Get ready with me for another job interview, and at this point, I just have to laugh to keep from crying.
You must now know that the only way to get a job is through nepotism.
The 2025 job market is a nightmare, and TikTok is furious. From ghost job postings to endless rejections, we're breaking down the rants you need to hear. Let's start with the first rant.
If you've been applying to hundreds of jobs and getting nothing but rejection emails or hearing back from absolutely no one, trust me, you are not alone right now. I feel like in 2025, the best thing you can do to get a job is not applying traditionally, competing with thousands of people on LinkedIn and Indeed. It's going to be networking. Networking, meeting people in person, and being on private job boards that are posting jobs before they ever make it to LinkedIn or Indeed.
I feel like I have such bad interview anxiety. It literally stresses me out so bad thinking about it. And I know I should be really happy and excited and grateful that I got an interview, and then at the same time, it's hard for me to be that when I'm so extremely terrified and anxious of actually doing it, and messing up my chances. But yeah, so I have an interview. I haven't heard back from a lot of companies in a long time, even the ones that I was really excited for and I thought I had a good chance at. But this other company that is actually a marketing agency kind of reached out to me and said they want to interview, and I'm at this point I don't even know if I want to do this, but I feel like I should still go and get some practice.
Vicky in the Six is out here telling us the job market is a mess, and honestly, same. Applying to hundreds of jobs just to get rejected or ghosted is the new normal. Her solution? Networking. Apparently, private job boards and in-person events are the secret sauce. Who knew getting a job in 2025 would feel like joining an exclusive club? Sorry, this job board is invite only. What is this, a nightclub for resumes? Then there's that Ella Woostar girl, battling interview anxiety like it's the final boss in a video game. You're supposed to be excited, but instead, you're sweating bullets. Practicing your tell me about yourself in the mirror like it's an Oscar speech. And after applying to 1 million jobs and hearing back from none, you're just do I even want this job? Or am I just desperate for human interaction? To everyone struggling, you're not alone. Whether you're networking like a pro or sweating through interviews, we're all in this together. And if all else fails, let's start Rejected But Resilient LLC. Who's in?
Guys, real talk, I'm graduating this May, and can someone please tell me why the job market is so horrible right now? I'm so stressed about finding a full-time job. I know I'm qualified. I worked so hard in college to make sure I had a great resume. I really want to go into the entertainment industry or do media or public relations for Broadway, or even just honestly another dream job, do casting for reality TV Broadway, or just the industry in general. I don't know, everything is just so competitive, and I'm pushing myself so hard to make sure I can get a job and move to New York, hopefully post-grad. And it's just it's so just the process. And we just talks about how the process is so discouraging. I know I'm not the only one going through this right now because I'm on the side of TikTok, so thank you for my algorithm for making me feel less alone, I guess. But I don't know, it's just so hard to yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling at this point, but I feel it's the worst when you even feel an interview goes well and you just don't get anything back. I'm just okay. But you know what? I'm gonna give myself grace. It's only February, and I'm hoping to be employed by like this summer or starting this fall. So yeah, if anyone has any tips, please do share though, because
I don't think most people realize how dehumanizing it is to be unemployed in the current job market, especially if the reason that you don't have a job is not necessarily your fault. If you've never thought about it before, every single aspect of your life is tied to your job. Your ability to go out with your friends, have dinner, see a movie, tied to your job. Your ability to have healthcare and see your doctor, tied to your job. Your ability to go to therapy, tied to your job. Your ability to do literally anything that costs money, tied to your job. So then when your job is taken away and you no longer have a source of income, it's horrible. You have people out here who just went to college or maybe have been out of college for a year. They thought they did what you're supposed to do. They tell you, oh, if you go to college, you're going to be able to get a career. You're going to find a job super easily. And these people have been out of college for a year and they can't find a job. And then you have people like me who have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree and got their first job back in 2013. And I can't find a job. I don't know what happened and when it switched, but I used to get every single job that I applied for. Okay, I was always the person at my jobs who trained the new employees, and now I can't find a job. I went from having a manager who would buy me cupcakes and a director who would send me Christmas presents to that manager then being replaced by the Wicked Witch of the West. And because of her, I no longer have a job. And I have been searching and searching for months. I've applied to more jobs than I have ever applied to in my entire life, and I can't find anything because there are more fake jobs on LinkedIn than there are real jobs. So before you ask that unemployed person in your life why they haven't found a job yet, maybe consider that we are trying. We're trying. But the job market is different. And unless you have been there and you have experienced how hard it is to find a job right now, you need to stop asking me why I haven't found a job, because I'm losing my mind.
Stevie, 1848, is graduating this May and already stressed about the job market. She's dreaming of Broadway, entertainment, or TV casting, but it's so competitive, it feels like trying to win a Grammy with a kazoo. Interviews go well, and then crickets. It's like dating, but worse. Stevie's giving herself grace, though, and aiming to be employed by summer. You got this, girl. Then there's that Allison, calling out how dehumanizing unemployment is. Everything's tied to your job, healthcare, therapy, even dinner with friends. She's got a bachelor's, a master's, and used to get every job she applied for. Now, fake LinkedIn postings and the Wicked Witch of the West are her enemies. To everyone asking why unemployed people haven't found jobs, stop. We're trying, but the job market's toxic. To everyone struggling, you're not alone. Memes help.
Is anyone else applying to jobs and going through the exact same thing? A job posted this week, over 100 applicants. Posted 5 hours ago, over 100 applicants. Okay, this is crazy. 1 hour ago, over 100 applicants. I actually feel like applying on LinkedIn and Indeed is dead. Well, it's alive. You'll just be applying against thousands of people. In 2025, I think I'm just going to be prioritizing networking, meeting people in person, making meaningful connections, and also private job boards.
Get ready with me for another job interview, and at this point, I just have to laugh to keep from crying. At this point, my TikTok is just becoming me telling you that I have a job interview and then coming back like a week later and being like, surprise, I didn't get the job. Now I have another job interview to go to. This interview today is over Zoom, which is kind of nice because I can take it from the comforts of my own home. If anyone's in the same position as me, hopefully you watch these videos and just know that you are not alone in struggling in this job market because it's lethal. I'm a big believer in the idea that everything happens for a reason, and if you pull on a door and it doesn't open, it was never meant for you. I'm holding on to that idea very tightly through this season of my life and just reminding myself that if I pull on a door and it does not open, it is a door that was not meant for me, and there will be one later down the line that will open that will make me understand why all the other ones couldn't. Wish me luck on this job interview, and as always, I will keep you updated.
First up, at Vicky and Thesis is out here exposing the job market madness. She's applying to jobs on LinkedIn and Indeed only to see 100 plus applicants within hours. It's like trying to win a raffle where everyone else also bought 100 tickets. Her solution? Networking and private job boards. Honestly, if this works, she might just crack the code to the job market matrix. Then there's that Kenza Dubler getting ready for yet another job interview. At this point, her TikTok is just a loop of, I have an interview, followed by, surprise, I didn't get it. But she's staying positive, saying if a door doesn't open, it wasn't meant for her. Honestly, that's a vibe. The job market's brutal, but at least we've got memes in each other. Good luck, Kens. May the next door swing wide open.
If anyone is wondering what it's like to be in the job market right now, for
context, I was laid off in November. I have a bachelor's degree and I have an associate's degree, and the position I was laid off from, I was in a senior position, so I would say I'm decently qualified. And I have applied to 97 jobs over the last, December, January, February, round about 4 months. I've gotten 17 rejections and no responses on the other, 70 jobs. It's so frustrating and it's so draining to just be constantly tweaking your resume, writing another cover letter, and to not even get an interview or anything. It's so discouraging. And I've started to apply for things that I'm very overqualified for. I think one thing that I applied for was HR assistant. It's in it's a local job. Another one I applied for was a training coordinator, and literally the only qualifications were experience or proficient in Microsoft Suite. Whatever, I am. And this is local, in my town, and I never heard anything back. Just another day.
Hello, Internet. My name is Eden. I'm an archaeologist, or at least I was, before I was fired on Friday with thousands of other federal employees. I've thought about making TikToks about archaeology for a long time. I've dabbled, but it feels really uncomfortable, so I haven't really done it. But today is my first day waking up without a job to go to, and I don't really know what to do with myself, so thought I might utilize this moment to give this a whirl. So feel free to send any questions you have about what being an archaeologist means my way, and I'll do my best to answer this.
First up, at Jackie.Cherami24 is out here giving us the real tea on the job market. She's got a bachelor's, an associate's, and was in a senior role before getting laid off. She's applied to 97 jobs in 4 months, got 17 rejections, and crickets on the rest. Now she's applying to jobs she's overqualified for, like HR assistant and training coordinator, and still getting ghosted. It's like the job market is playing hard to get, and she's out here sliding into DMs like, "Hey, hire me?" Then there's at Excavations of Feed-In, an archaeologist who just got laid off with thousands of other federal employees. She's using her newfound free time to dive into TikTok and answer questions about archaeology. Honestly, if anyone knows how to dig deep, it's her, both in the field and in this job market. Eden, we're rooting for you. Maybe TikTok fame is your next big discovery.
Do you see this? This is my resume, okay? And this isn't even half of it. This is just my professional resume. I need a job. I need somebody to hire me. I'm ready to work today. Hit me up. Between 1 and 5, I can do that today. But I need a job. So I don't know why it's so hard. I've applied to 23 positions. I need a job. So if anybody knows any place hiring near UIUC, I have a great resume. I have a lot of experience. I need a part-time job, and literally I will start tomorrow. But I need a job right now.
The job market is absolutely cooked right now for students. So this here is a chart. So right here it says the number of jobs applied was almost 1,000 for this student. They got rejected 687 times. They got 296 replies. I mean, that's not bad actually. I've heard a lot worse. From those replies, they only got 49 interviews. So from 1,000, they only got 49. And then from there, they then got invited to the next stage 22 times. And the final interview 14 times. They received 2 job offers. So from 1,000 applications, they received 2 job offers. And he accepted 1. And that is a student who got A stars at A level and they studied finance at a decent university. Top 20, it wasn't like amazing like Oxford or Cambridge or Imperial. It was a top 20 uni, A stars at A level. They applied 1,000 times and got 2 job offers. So does this sound like you? If so, comment below.
First up, at Audrey.Bren is out here flexing her resume and begging for a job. She's applied to 23 positions, it's ready to start tomorrow, and even gave her availability. Hit me up between 1 and 5. Honestly, same energy as sliding into a crush's DMs, but with more desperation. Audrey, if hustle was a person, it'd be you. Someone hire this woman already. She's got experience and she's ready to go. Then there's at Oliver Cordingly, breaking down the brutal job market for students. There is a student applied to 1,000 jobs, got 49 interviews, and landed 2 offers. 2 from 1,000 applications. It's like playing the lottery, but instead of winning money, you get the privilege of working 9 to 5. And this student had top grades and studied finance at a top 20 university. If this doesn't scream job market's cooked, I don't know what does.
The 2025 job market is absolutely brutal and it's not going to get better. A lot of us already knew that the job market was, shitty in 2024, starting late 2023, somewhere around there, mid 2023 or so. But now it has just completely fallen off a cliff in the last 3 or 4 months. And then on top of that, now you have all the government layoffs, which is adding fuel to the fire. If you ask me what I think will happen to the job market in the next 6 to 12 months, I think we're going to see a sharp rise in layoffs in all sectors. Like up until now, most of the economy was doing fine, except for maybe tech and some tech-related industries. I think layoffs will accelerate in other fields outside of tech in 2025, and we're already signs of that. With bankruptcies rising, warehouses closing down, manufacturing just slowing down, coming to an absolute levels that we have not seen since the GFC. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty rough for a lot of people in the job market. So let me know what you guys.
I keep seeing people talk about in their cars or at their home how they are getting either laid off or that they can't find a job. And in the year of 2025, you must now know that the only way to get a job is through nepotism and or deep connections. Companies larger than your local McDonald's will not allow you to show up in person and give them a firm handshake and hand them your resume. And they haven't since about pre-COVID. Additionally, LinkedIn and Indeed are just honeypots for data mining. You cannot find an actual job on there 8 out of 10 times. And let's also add that a recent article came out from Politico stating that unemployment is actually at 24%. That 4% unemployment that's been floating around for the past year is actually incorporating people who are working part-time and people who are making poverty wages, which is about $25,000 a year. So if you take out the people who are not able to subsist off of that income, part-timers and poverty wages, anyone who's actually making a full-time, that is at a 24% unemployment rate. 1 in 4 people don't have a job. So if you are trying to find a job right now, likelihood is you're going to need some nepotism or some connections.
First up, at Akery MJB is out here saying the 2025 job market is brutal and only getting worse. Layoffs are skyrocketing, bankruptcies are rising, and even warehouses are closing down. It's like the economy decided to take a nosedive off a cliff and we're all just along for the ride. His prediction? More layoffs in every sector, so if you're job hunting, buckle up. It's going to be a rough one. Then there's at Peter, dropping truth bombs about how the only way to get a job in 2025 is through nepotism or deep connections. Forget LinkedIn and Indeed, apparently they're just data mines now. And that 4% unemployment rate? Fake news. According to him, it's actually 24% if you count people stuck in part-time or poverty wage jobs. So, if you're job hunting, better start buttering up your rich uncle or your best friend's cousin. Networking is the new handshake. Are you struggling in the 2025 job market? Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep dive into the issues that matter. Until then, keep fighting. You've got this.